Hi everyone and welcome to Bonnie Astrology. Today I'm going to be discussing the new moon in Pisces, which is happening on either the 18th or 19th of March 2026, depending where you are in the world, and also what it means for your zodiac sign. As always, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know that you like it. Please consider subscribing to the channel for regular astrology updates from me. And if you want to follow me on any of my socials or visit my website for an astrological service, they are both linked in the description box below. So let's take a look at this new moon in Pisces. So as I mentioned in the intro, this new moon is happening on either the 18th or 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. But it's usually within the 3 days either side of the new moon where the energy is at its most potent. And because a new moon is about setting new intentions, planting new seeds, and initiation, it's often best to set those intentions or plant those seeds in the 3 days after the new moon. But in the 3 days before, it is best to reflect on what you feel intuitively those new beginnings are going to be. So, in the 3 days prior to the new moon, reflect. Mercury will be retrograde at the time of this new moon. So, it's great to reflect on the past, reflect on how you have been reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your intuition, maybe reconnecting with meditation, reconnecting with journaling, reconnecting with some kind of spiritual practice that pulls your energy inward. That's what Pisces energy is about. And when this new moon comes around, it is actually within the day of this new moon that Mercury stations direct. And so, in the 3 days after this new moon, we start to notice this momentum moving forward where the new intentions make more sense. There's a bit more clarity. Mercury retrograde in Pisces is rather foggy. It's not the best time to get the facts. It's not the best time to understand the logic. Things don't tend to seem logical when Mercury is in Pisces, but especially not when Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. Mercury retrograde in Pisces is more so about looking back at a memory or an event and your intuition suddenly saying, oh, did you realize this? Did you realize that this is actually what was happening? It's about dreaming of people from the past, dreaming of past experiences, and really working through what is going on in your subconscious, bringing the subconscious up so that you can heal, so that you can get closure, so that you can move on. And that can even be in Pisces about getting information that was kept secret from you or private from you, either by someone else intentionally or just by the universe because of divine timing. Sometimes when Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, we can come across information quite simply because it is the right time. What's interesting about this new moon as well is that Mercury is going to be retrograde in Pisces conjunct the North Node, and thus Mercury is stationing direct conjunct the North Node. And the North Node is about new people, new opportunities, new experiences. But with Mercury retrograde, this does link to the past. So you may have had an old idea come back. You're revisiting something that you had thought about doing before or that you had started, but it didn't quite come to fruition the way that you wanted. You are reconnecting with a person where it didn't quite take off initially. You are reconnecting with an opportunity that didn't take off originally because it wasn't the right time. Now it's the right time. So you can bring back an old idea, an old connection, an old vision, an old belief, and put it into practice this time around. It's about bringing the past, what you've learned from it, what you have integrated from it. And sometimes it's quite simply to reconnect with your intuition and reassess your belief system because as within, so without. What's interesting also about this new moon is that the dispositor, Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, will recently have gone direct in Cancer. Jupiter goes direct in Cancer on the 10th or the 11th of March, depending again on where you are in the world. And Jupiter retrograde since November, since late 2025, will have been a time where you may have been reflecting on your beliefs, on what you believe you deserve, on what you believe you can have, on what you believe about the universe, on what you believe about life, what you believe about the world. And you may have been reflecting on those beliefs, particularly in the Cancer part of your chart, reflecting on the belief of what you're worthy to receive in that area, or even reflecting on what you would like to happen. Jupiter is known as the great benefic, so oftentimes when it goes through a house, you do receive some kind of gift or blessing from the universe. And if you haven't experienced that yet, Jupiter retrograde is a chance to reconnect with your beliefs and see, well, do you believe that you can have it? Do you believe that it can happen? Do you believe that you're worthy of it? Do you believe that you could nurture it? Because Jupiter is in Cancer. So as you've reflected on those beliefs, maybe you've realized that there's something a bit funky about your beliefs and you have been course correcting during eclipse season. And with Jupiter now direct at the time of this new moon, you can see how your internal beliefs are going to help shape your new reality, your new intentions. You're coming at them maybe with a more positive approach, a more optimistic approach, or even a more open approach, because Jupiter wants openness, it wants expansiveness, and it wants freedom. The freedom to believe in something that maybe with Pisces energy you can't see yet. There's a lot going on at this time that's very energetic. So with Jupiter having gone direct, with Mercury going direct conjunct the North Node, this new moon is very potent for manifestation, but it is about integrating the lessons of the past or reconnecting with something from the past that deserves a second chance, a second go. And all you had to do was change your beliefs or change what you believe you're capable of having. And what is really in your favor, in all of our favors at the time of this new moon, is that once Mercury goes direct on the 20th of March, all planets will be direct until May. In fact, it's May 6th is when Pluto goes retrograde. So from the 20th of March to the 6th of May, all planets are going to be direct, meaning that the window of this new moon, in the 2 weeks after this new moon, we can see so much forward momentum, so much growth, so much manifesting that is new, especially as we go into April when a lot of the planets are in Aries and they're activating the Saturn Neptune conjunction in Aries from February. We're going to see a lot of potential for new beginnings, new chapters, new starts, new energy, and even new storylines, especially because Mercury is stationing conjunct the North Node, and that amplifies the energy of going in new directions, seeking new opportunities, seeking unfamiliar territory, but with the wisdom of the past, with the wisdom of your inner world and the healing that you've been doing internally, the reflection that you've been doing internally, or the reflection that you've been doing based on the mistakes that have come up during Mercury retrograde, the misunderstandings, the miscommunication, the delays, learning to trust the universe when it comes to having divine patience. That would be Mercury retrograde. New moons in Pisces are a little bit contradictory because new moons are about new beginnings, setting new intentions, fresh starts, and Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. It's about surrender, it's about closure, it's about release. And so those energies can seem contradictory, but they're actually quite wonderful because when we have a new moon in Pisces, this can be where we are starting over because of closure, because of release, because of surrender. Pisces is an energy of the intangible. So a lot of people might find at the time of this new moon, they're less focused on manifesting a thing or an experience externally of themselves. They might be seeking a feeling or a state of being to be more optimistic, to be more hopeful, to be more in flow, to trust the universe. It can be that type of energy that we're trying to integrate with a new moon in Pisces, and that can be really quite wonderful. Dreams, of course, can be more vivid when we have a new moon in Pisces, especially with Mercury retrograde, dreaming of people from the past, experiences of the past, but even dreaming of people from the future, having prophetic visions, having psychic insights, trusting your intuition, having intuitive hits. Seeing signs and synchronicities is more common when we have a lot of Pisces energy going on in the skies. But also in terms of the tangible, with Jupiter being the dispositor of this new moon and now being direct, we can also see externally growth, especially in the Cancerian parts of our chart. And especially if you have been looking inward at your own beliefs about this area. So you might start to see more opportunities. You might start to see more abundance. You might start to see things manifest externally in the Cancerian part of your chart. You might feel like your luck is coming back online, and there is some serendipitous luck and fortune coming to that part of your chart. The grounding part of this new moon is that it is in an exact sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus, which is an earth sign. But Uranus is about innovation. It's about doing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective. It can bring a breakthrough. And that can sometimes be because you are taking a different approach. So, as I mentioned before, if you have an old idea or something resurfaces that you want to try again, do it differently. Be spontaneous, be open to different approaches, be open to different ideas. This can bring an unconventional approach, it can bring divine inspiration, and it can really shake things up in a positive way when it's a sextile. It gives you the tools you need to do things differently in a way that feels fresh, in a way that feels new and novel. So, Uranus in Taurus sextiling this Pisces new moon can absolutely bring some kind of a breakthrough, some kind of a different approach to an old problem or something that you tried to start before. In terms of how this can manifest collectively, Pisces energy draws our attention to the ocean, to bodies of water, to marine life, to life on the sea, events happening on the sea. And Pisces energy can be about mass collective compassion. So, this new moon can really bring our awareness to how powerful the collective is in terms of its focus. And the sextile to Uranus can often bring innovation and it can bring breakthroughs, especially on an environmental level or on a humanitarian level. So, this can be that there is some sort of breakthrough. It can be technological with Uranus when it comes to protecting marine life, when it comes to looking after the ocean, when it comes to water quality. There can be some sort of sustainable breakthrough with Uranus and Taurus connecting with this new moon in Pisces, but there can also be an enhanced flow of collective compassion towards matters going on with the water or on the ocean or at sea, especially if Mars in Pisces is bringing some sort of tension to the sea or tension to marine matters. We can certainly see that this new moon brings some sort of new chapter when it comes to technologies or how we approach water, how we approach the ocean, how we take care of it, or how we can change it for the better, protecting water quality. That was certainly a theme for Saturn going through Pisces and Neptune going through Pisces. Neptune going through Pisces was always going to make the ocean such a mystery. And now that Neptune is conjunct Saturn in Aries, it's less of a mystery, more will become clear. We will understand more about the water, about the oceans. So we can see maybe some sort of information that is a breakthrough when it comes to the oceans or the water life, or it can be that maybe we are seeing some sort of technological advancement in terms of the water as well. So as always, I'm going to pull a tarot card for this new moon. Let me know in the comments what you are most looking forward to about this new moon. Is it the new moon itself? Is it affecting a point or part of your chart that you're excited to see a new beginning in? If it's conjunct a personal planet, that would be if you have anything at 27, 28, or 29 degrees of Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Gemini. You could absolutely be seeing some sort of significant new beginning at the time of this new moon. Are you looking forward to Jupiter being direct in Cancer? Are you looking forward to Mercury being direct in Pisces? I know I am. As a Pisces rising, Mercury direct has just made it incredibly difficult to string a sentence together. So let's have a little look. These cards are the ones with writing on it, so I'm going to have to look up what does this new moon in Pisces mean for us collectively? Two of Coins, this is about a balancing act. I think this is balancing between time. I think balance between the past, the present, and the future. And integrating different points in time together to create something. So it's about integrating the wisdom of the past, but it's also integrating the desires of the future and what you can do in the present. So everyone's a little bit of a time traveler at the time of this new moon. You're looking backward, you're looking forward, and you're looking at the present, and you're combining them together. So integrating the wisdom of the past, what didn't work before, what did work before, looking at where you're at, and visualizing what you want for the future and tying them together into a neat little package in order to create what you want. So you can find yourself for sure at the time of this new moon, maybe looking backwards at the past, reflecting, rethinking. As I mentioned before, the 3 days before the new moon are when you may want to look backwards and reflect and retreat. And the 3 days after the new moon are when you can start to set intentions and look forward. But there's also a need at the time of the new moon to find grounding and peace in the present moment. So, yes, everyone's a bit of a time traveler at the time of this new moon. You're in the past, you're in the future, and you mustn't forget to also be in the present. So that's what I have for this new moon in Pisces. Timestamps are listed below for your astrology signs. As always, I suggest that you watch your ascendant for the most accurate astrological forecast. That's all from me. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aries, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. New moons are a time to set a new intention, Aries, and you may do so within the few days after this new moon for the best results. So, this new moon, Aries, is happening in your 12th house, and when we have a new moon in the 12th house, it is a little bit paradoxical because new moons are about new beginnings, fresh starts, planting seeds, setting intentions. And the 12th house is about endings, it's about closure, and it's about release. So you may be going through a chapter over the next couple of weeks where you're letting go. And this may be because you feel motivated to do a little bit of a cleanup, maybe energetically. So, with the 12th house, maybe you are seeing a therapist, maybe you are embarking on some kind of healing journey, maybe you are tackling a self sabotaging behavior. Because the 12th house is also known as the house of undoing. So, with your ruling planet Mars there, you're very motivated to do the inner work, to work through the past, to release some suppressed or repressed emotions, to work through some patterns, to kick the habit. Aries, and the next 2 weeks after this new moon may be a time where you're very focused on letting go of what no longer serves. Now, this can be very much linked to the past. It can also be linked to home and to family. This can be a time of forgiveness. This can be a time of working through past issues when it comes to home or family, tackling grief maybe, or working through a pattern, an ancestral pattern. It can be a time of releasing what no longer serves within the home. So that can be clearing out the home, clearing out your living space. And for some of you as well, with Jupiter going through the fourth house and Jupiter now being direct, your home and your family is an area of life, Aries, where until June 30th, you can really see some grand expansion. So that can be moving, relocating, redecorating, renovating, expanding the family, noticing positive changes within the family, better times with the family, and maybe you're letting go of a lot of material items so that you can move. Sometimes moving requires a clear out. Maybe you are wanting to reconnect with a family member or heal your family relationships, and that means you're seeing a therapist or you're choosing to let something go. Maybe for some of you, you are selling some stuff because you're relocating to a different country, Aries, whatever the case may be. I think a lot of you are making space, and this is also partly because with Neptune and Aries now in your sign in your first house, and this is new territory for you. You're really stepping into a new version of yourself. Maybe you're feeling more intuitive. Maybe you're feeling more connected to your emotions, to your feelings. And perhaps for some of you, this is a very psychic time where your dreams are giving you very clear messages. You're connecting deeper to your meditation. You feel maybe more clairvoyant. You feel more in touch with your senses overall. And this is part of your new identity. So maybe for some of you, you are on a healing journey, Aries, where you're ready to let go of some stuff from the past in order to embrace a new version of you. And this may require you to move or change your living space in some way. For some of you, this could also be an actual energetic cleanse of the home. Your tarot card, Aries, is the High Priestess, which is very appropriate for this new moon. The High Priestess is the bridge between worlds. It is about your psychic connection, your intuition, but also your subconscious mind. So do pay attention to your dreams. I do think over the next week or so, you might need some more downtime, some time to rest, some time to yourself, some time to reflect. And you could really be having a very spiritual, intuitive time, Aries. And with Mars being in your 12th house, perhaps needing a little bit more rest than you usually do, and going through the process of clearing some deeply embedded stuff so that you can step into a new version of yourself. That's what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are. Taurus, this new moon is happening in your 11th house. And so, over the next week or so, you may begin to set new intentions when it comes to your social life. The 11th house is about networking, friendship, groups that you're a part of, memberships that you have, your role within a team. And this area is subject to a new start. So, maybe around the time of this new moon, there are new social events that you can attend. There's maybe more opportunities to network, to mix with other people. Some of you could be joining a team, getting a membership, dedicating your time to a cause. You could be making new friends. And I think for a lot of you, they're very intellectually connected friendships that you have or are making because Jupiter is now direct in your third house. And Jupiter is the traditional dispositor of this new moon. So with Jupiter here in the third, Taurus, if you feel the calling to go on a workshop, to take a course, to take a short trip, to connect with your neighbors, to connect with your siblings, to learn something new, to study something new, this new moon could connect you with the right people to do those things, or you could be doing those things and connecting with new people. This is a great time to take a workshop and make some new friends, to sign up to a new course. It could be very social for you. It could be very enriching. You could meet destined friends with the North Node here. It could be a time where you are maybe taking a short trip with your friends, or you and your school friends are getting together. Maybe you're having a school reunion for some of you with the third house connection here and Mercury retrograde stationing direct. For a lot of you, Taurus, this really looks like a very mixy time where you could meet very significant people on your path with the North Node there. So if you have invitations, I would suggest taking them. I would suggest mingling a little bit more than usual. You never know who you might meet. I will also say this is a wonderful new moon for you, Taurus, more than anyone maybe, to set intentions and to write them down. Jupiter is in the third house and now direct. Words are spells, that's why we call it spelling, said Bruce Lee. So if you have intentions or wishes or desires with this new moon in the 11th, write them down on paper. Speak things into existence and see how quickly these things come to be or how quickly things start to align going forward, Taurus, because once Mercury stations direct, we've no retrogrades until early May. So expect there to be forward momentum, especially socially for you. You could definitely have a very social and mixy time in the week that follows this new moon, Taurus. Your tarot card is the King of Swords, so maybe you are connecting with people where there is a strong intellectual connection. Maybe you're drawn to social connections that are very learned. Maybe some of you are drawn to teachers or you're teaching at this time. Maybe you're putting your information out there to help others. Maybe you're more active on social media with the 11th and the 3rd. But it feels for a lot of you, Taurus, that maybe you're connecting with air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini people, and maybe you are feeling very intellectually stimulated by these connections. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. Gemini, this new moon is happening in your 10th house, and this is a very goal-oriented, purpose-driven house. So for some of you, maybe this is a new goal that is taking shape under this new moon. Maybe you're setting new intentions for yourself professionally or with one particular goal in mind, or you are seeking a greater purpose, Gemini. If you're looking for new beginnings in your career or with a goal, it's a great new moon to set the intention. So, what could be happening for a lot of you is that within the week after this new moon, you could be planting seeds or setting intentions for a new chapter professionally. And certainly over the next 6 months, because the next full moon in Pisces is the lunar eclipse, there could be huge transformations for you in terms of your career, what you're known for, what you do, what your role is, and how you're viewed by other people, Gemini. And I do feel for a lot of you, whatever new chapter you're embarking on when it comes to your career, when it comes to your goals, could be very fruitful for you financially. Jupiter is now direct and in your second house. Jupiter is the dispositor of this new moon. And Jupiter going through the second house tends to be a time of financial abundance, where you are more of a money magnet, where it is easier to make more money. And it's also easier to grow your finances and grow your savings. So make sure you're putting some of that away, Gemini, if you can. You could be perhaps stepping into a new role that is going to make you more money, or you could be going down a new path, which is perhaps not even financially motivated. For others of you, it could be that Jupiter in the second is expanding your confidence and your belief in yourself. It can also be that you're aligning with a career path, Gemini, that feels meaningful to you and you feel that your values really come through in this career path. And for others of you, it's not career at all. It is a goal of yours, something that you want to work on, something you want to be known for. It just so happens that I think for a lot of you, it seems to be something you benefit from financially. And if it's not financial benefit, it may very well be social. There may be a goal that you're working on that connects you to soul friendships. It could be that you connect with people who you feel a strong resonance with, or you're maybe connecting with people who are quite spiritual in their nature. Through this new chapter, through this new goal, Gemini, it can absolutely enrich your social life with very meaningful soul connections, networking opportunities, and an opportunity to be part of a team and to get to know people from all sorts of ways of life. So this could be a new moon where you go on a new path professionally or with a career or a goal, and it aligns you with very meaningful people on your path, or it really lines your pockets, Gemini. Your tarot card is very appropriately the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new beginnings. So, new way of making money, new career path, new people linked to your material world, manifesting stability, abundance, security. Maybe you're going in a new direction career-wise because it would be more profitable for you, or maybe you are starting a new business and this is something that could really grow your finances or has a lot of potential, Gemini. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world, Cancer. You will feel the effects of this new moon in the week that follows it, if you don't already. So, Cancer, this new moon is happening for you in your ninth house. And the dispositor in traditional astrology is Jupiter, which is going through your sign. And Jupiter is now direct and it is exalted in your sign. So this is looking like a really nice new moon for you. So a new moon in the ninth house, this can bring up matters of travel. Mercury retrograde, if you've been back and forth on a visa issue, a passport issue, a travel matter, this new moon can certainly bring in clarity over the next week or so. And 6 months from now, Who knows where you could have traveled to? Some of you could have relocated, you could have traveled abroad, you could be living in a different country, you could be embracing a different culture, a different lifestyle. This new moon could certainly bring in a destined or fated trip for you, Cancer. So maybe this new moon is when you're planning this trip. Maybe for some of you, you're taking this trip. Maybe there are matters coming up about a visa or a passport, or you are actually doing the thing and moving. For a lot of you, it could be solo as well. You could be taking a solo trip with Jupiter in your first house. But the ninth house is also about your beliefs and your perspectives. And when you change your beliefs on something, Cancer, so much of your life changes because you start acting differently. And so you might be changing your beliefs about yourself. You might feel more optimistic, more adventurous, more positive with Jupiter in your first house. And maybe you're seeking a new adventure, a new horizon because you believe that you can do it. You believe that you have what it takes to move abroad by yourself. You believe you have what it takes to take that solo trip, or with the ninth house, maybe to get that education. New moons in the ninth can coincide with applications for university, for college. They can coincide with finding out you got into a college, or if you didn't, what your next steps are. Exams, graduations, all of these come under new moons in the ninth house as well. So maybe for some of you, you are seeking a new path in your education. Maybe you've been back and forth on what that would be. But I do think for a lot of you, Cancer, Neptune here in the 10th house, the modern ruler of Pisces, some of you could be traveling or relocating for career, for better career opportunities, or because they align more with your soul, or just intuitively you feel as though it would be better for work. But it can also be that you're taking a work trip, or you're traveling for your job or your career, or you find that if you are seeking education, it's because your soul, your spirit has kind of shifted on what you want to do professionally. So maybe that's changing the education that you get, or it's changing where you want to live. Maybe you're really changing your overall vision with this new moon in the ninth house, Cancer. But I like it for you. Jupiter is now direct in your sign. Between now and June 30th, you are going to grow so much. Don't underestimate how lucky you can be. Think positively. I know that's easier said than done, but with Mercury stationing direct conjunct the North Node, you may have a eureka moment and you may see things a bit differently and for the better. Your tarot card, Cancer, is the Eight of Wands, which is about momentum. So after Mercury goes direct on the 20th, we have no retrogrades until May 6th. So we are off to the races when it comes to movement. The Eight of Wands can be about things moving quite quickly. So if you are moving or relocating or traveling, things could really take off, pardon the pun. And this could involve air travel, traveling somewhere new, traveling somewhere that takes you out of your comfort zone in some way with the North Node in the ninth. I often find that travel experiences do come up when the North Node goes through the ninth in a way that does take us out of our comfort zone. I remember I traveled to Chicago for the first time by myself when the North Node was going through my ninth house. And it was very exciting and very enriching, and I will remember it for the rest of my life. I love Chicago. If you are from Chicago and you're watching this, I love Chicago. So it can really be a wonderful time to travel, Cancer, if that is something that is on the horizon for you. Again, pardon the pun. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon. Leo, this is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. And you will feel the effects of this new moon in the week that follows. So, Leo, this new moon is happening in your eighth house. And when we have a new moon in the eighth house, this tends to be a time of significant transformation. So maybe for some of you, there is something that you want to change around this time, and it might be something that's very private to you because the dispositor in traditional astrology is Jupiter in the 12th house. So this might be something that you're transforming behind the scenes. I think a lot of you are very much on a spiritual and psychological healing journey at this particular point, Leo, with Jupiter in the 12th and so much in the 8th. When we have a new moon in the eighth house, it can be a time where one decides to do some intense shadow work, seeks a therapist, goes through a healing process, goes through a healing journey, and really turns inward. And it can also be a time where there are significant matters coming up pertaining to money. And this can be about other people's money. So, inheritances, taxes, your partner's money, your spouse's money, joint resources. So, there can be something coming up at the time of this new moon pertaining to a financial matter. And with Mars being there, Leo, you may have to put a lot of effort into this. There may even be some confrontation about this. But if there has been confusion, this new moon can actually be a time where things become a bit more clear because Mercury has been retrograde in Pisces and it's stationing on the 20th conjunct the North Node. So that's about going in a new direction. And things may have really been out of your comfort zone, Leo, when it comes to money, other people's money, whether that is organizing an inheritance or helping someone with their property or changes in your spouse's money or some sort of crisis in your immediate vicinity. A lot of you could have been going through you could have been having some very tough conversations with other people, I think. And with this new moon, it's bringing in a clean slate of, okay, let's look at the path forward. Let's move in this new direction and sort of letting go in good faith with Jupiter in the 12th house, having hope, having faith, maybe surrendering to the process a little bit. I will say I have observed in my own life that a lot of Leo rising people seem to be going through very difficult times when it comes to loss and when it comes to endings in their life or some sort of crisis within their family or crisis within their own lives, and it's really pushing some of you quite a lot when it comes to your emotional well-being. And I really hope for you that this new moon is a positive reset when it comes to healing, when it comes to working through something or getting clarity when it comes to a financial matter. Now, for some of you, this could be to do with legal matters because Neptune is here in the ninth house. It could be to do with foreign matters, traveling as well. It could be to do with legal, travel, education. These different types of things could be coming up. Transformations in the way that you travel or the education that you get or your beliefs even, your beliefs and your spiritual side may very well be directly impacted by whatever is changing in your life at this time, Leo. So this could be a time where there is something coming up with money, specifically money that links you to someone else with this new moon. And it feels as though this might be a time where you can maybe let something go in good faith with Jupiter going through the 12th house. Jupiter going through the 12th house is a very healing time for a lot of people. It can be a time where you learn so much more about your mental health, your emotional health, what you need, what you don't need. And Jupiter going through the 12th can also act as a spiritual protector, a guardian angel. So maybe some of you have been going through a crisis of some kind, but you do feel kind of protected. You do feel like there's someone up there looking out for you, Leo, whatever is going on in your life. But I certainly think a lot of you are maybe through the changes that you're going through, the experiences that you're having. You're maybe having a shift in terms of your belief systems too. Your tarot card, Leo, is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about money for sure. This can be a messenger about money, news about money coming in for you, news about practical matters, but it may also reference an earth sign in your life, so a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn person, and something going on with them. With the Knight of Pentacles, it can be advised to take a slow and steady approach. If you have big changes going on or big decisions to make, especially financially, don't rush them. Mercury will be going direct on the 20th, and in those days, you'll start to notice things become more clear. But you don't have to rush any big decisions in the meantime, Leo. And that is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon. So, Virgo, This Pisces new moon is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, and it's happening in your seventh house of relationships. So, if you are a single Virgo and you would like a partner, this is a great new moon to set intentions. So, within the few days after this new moon, I would strongly recommend 20th, 21st, when Mercury has gone direct, to set intentions on what it is that you want in a relationship. I think for a lot of you, if you've been single, maybe you've been reflecting on the past. Maybe you've been in communication with someone from the past. Maybe you've been back and forth on a relationship issue or a pattern, and it's giving you some clarity on what it is, Virgo, that you really want in a connection. So maybe for some of you, this is a time where you're getting very clear on what you want, and so it's the perfect time to call it in. For others of you, if you're in a relationship, this could be a new chapter within that relationship. And truthfully, regardless of whether you're single or in a committed relationship, you could be calling in a new person at this time or meeting somebody new. That could be that if you're single, you're meeting somebody new romantically. That could be that if you're in a relationship, you're meeting a new business partner or a best friend. New moons in the seventh can bring in new connections. They don't always have to be romantic. For some of you, it could actually be a new best friend because Jupiter is now direct in the 11th house. So this can be a reset for you, Virgo, in a relationship to a friend or making a new friend or forming a new social group where you probably bond with at least one person in particular. But it is a great one for connection. Jupiter now direct in the 11th house until June 30th. It's going to expand your social life. It's going to be a time where you have more social invitations, more parties that you can attend. Maybe you have groups that you want to join, teams you want to join, causes you want to work for. And through these things, you can meet someone significant. It can be a new chapter within an existing relationship, whether you are partnered or it is a best friend or a business partner. If there has been miscommunication or you and a partner have been back and forth on an issue, this can be a new moon to reset it and get clear about what is the path ahead. What is the new chapter in your relationship going to look like? For some of you, with Neptune being in the 8th house, this can be where you're joining your finances with a partner, or you're separating your finances with a partner or a business partner. There can be a new chapter in terms of your financial relationship or just your intimate relationship, how close you are. And Neptune in the 8th can sometimes be where you feel you want to dissolve any barriers between you and someone specific. So maybe you're wanting to be a bit more vulnerable with your partner, or you want a relationship where you don't worry about being vulnerable. You feel very comfortable with it, Virgo. So, yes, a new relationship for a lot of Virgos, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a new friendship, whether it is a reset within an existing relationship. I think a lot of you could be forming a close connection with another person. Your tarot card, Virgo, is the Hanged Man in reverse. So maybe some of you feel with Mercury retrograde in this sector that things have been on hold, that you've been unsure. And it may be because with that sextile to Uranus, you've had to change your perspective. Maybe you're starting to look at things a little bit differently. And this Mercury retrograde has been about seeing things from another person's point of view. And that might help you become unstuck, or simply seeing a relationship issue from a different perspective may help you form a new chapter. That's what I have for you, Virgo, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. So, Libra, this new moon is happening in your 6th house. And this is to do with your work. This is to do with your daily work, your job, the roles that you play, the services that you provide, the people that you work with, like your colleagues, your co-workers, or even the people that work for you, like your employees. These people and these situations all come under this house, as well as your health, how you take care of your health, wellness, your doctor's appointments, your physio appointments, your diet, how you exercise, your gym, that type of thing. It all falls under this new moon in the sixth house. So, new chapter here, Libra, and maybe there's been some back and forth about this. Maybe for some of you, this is a new job. Maybe this is a new chapter in your employment. I do feel for a lot of you, this could be a new role. And it could be something that maybe is more fulfilling for you, Libra, with Jupiter being in the 10th house. Jupiter is the traditional dispositor of this new moon. Jupiter is the traditional ruling planet of Pisces, and it's in your 10th house. So your professional houses are very activated here. And this might be a new chapter in your employment that can really help you grow, that can help you seek new horizons, that can help you expand, or it can help you learn. There can be very important lessons coming up for you when it comes to your work and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, Libra. Neptune is the modern ruling planet of Pisces, and it's in your seventh house of relationships. So, this could be that you're forming new connections within your workplace as well. People that you are working with, people that you are collaborating with in your job. This can also be that for some of you, maybe you're signing up to a gym, you're embarking on a new way of taking care of your health and your well being. You might be doing this with a partner, or you might meet a partner through doing this. But essentially, I think for a lot of you, Libra, this is maybe a new job, maybe this is a new wellness routine, a new daily schedule that you're taking. And I think for a lot of you, it's to help you expand professionally or publicly. So this could be that you're taking on a new role or responsibility because you've been promoted, or because you feel it will help you get promoted, or because you feel it will help you rise in popularity, or maybe bring you notoriety or fame or something like that. It feels like you're really focusing on your daily schedule, Libra, and how it can enhance your life and how it can enhance your reputation with Jupiter going through the 10th house. Now, as nice as that sounds, I'm also aware that Jupiter going through the 10th house can sometimes bring more visibility for better or worse. And if things have been tricky in that area because of Mercury retrograde, this can be a time where you wipe the slate clean and go in a new direction with the knowledge and the wisdom that you have now, Libra. Your tarot card is very appropriately, the cards have been so appropriate in this video. Three of Pentacles, which is about collaboration, and it's about teamwork and your day job and who you're working with and who you're collaborating with. I do think some of you could be collaborating with someone or getting assistance from someone on a work or professional matter. So you could be collaborating with others, working as a team. You could have new co-workers enter the picture. Some of you could actually start dating a co-worker with Neptune being in the seventh as well. Maybe someone new starts your team and you fall in love. Maybe you get a new work bestie, or maybe you find someone that there's great synergy in terms of your work, Libra. And that is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. Scorpio, this new moon is happening in your fifth house. It's in the fun house. So, over the course of the next week with this new moon, you may be setting some new intentions when it comes to the following: your love life, dating, what you want from your love life, what you want from a romantic partner. You could meet someone romantically. You could even reconnect with someone romantically with Mercury retrograde stationing direct conjunct the North Node. Meet someone old in a new way. This can be that you are setting intentions of what you want to call in romantically. So if you have nobody in mind, I would set some intentions and do some manifestations around the time of this new moon, Scorpio. This can bring in new romance or a new perspective on romance as well. Could be with someone who is from a different country, someone you meet abroad, someone you meet while traveling. This could be someone who is very knowledgeable, very learned. They could professionally be a teacher. They could be someone who is a professor. And this might be someone who ticks a lot of boxes for you in the intellectual side of things, Scorpio, if you are single. So you might reconnect with someone or take up with someone who is from a different country, a different culture, or something like that at this time, or meet someone traveling. The fifth house is also about your creativity and what you do for fun, what brings you joy, what you feel passionate about. And you might be getting a lot of creative inspiration from what you're learning, Scorpio, or the trips that you're taking, or the perspectives that you're exploring. You could be feeling very adventurous when it comes to creative matters, or traveling for fun, or taking vacations for leisure, or just kind of enjoying life, doing things for the sake of fun, Scorpio. And if you are in higher education, this could be a time where there's a lot of parties at university or college, or, just parties that you're attending if you're abroad, if you're traveling. It can be really fun to travel with Jupiter now direct in your ninth house between now and the 30th of June, Scorpio. So do make the most of that. Get on a trip, enjoy your studies, enjoy your education, and just allow yourself to take adventures with this transit. Now, the fifth house can also be to do with your children, and it can be to do with pregnancy. For some of you, it could be a pregnancy, it could be a birth, it could be setting the intention that that is what you want with this new moon. It could be a new chapter in the life of one of your children as well, be they an actual child or be they an adult child of yours, a new chapter in their life. Some of you could be traveling with your children. Your children could be going to university or college, or they could be relocating or traveling. This could be a family trip that's coming up for some of you as well, Scorpio. Maybe your children are visiting you from abroad or something like that as well. I will also mention Neptune is the modern day ruler of Pisces and it's in your sixth house. Some of you could be having a lot of fun at the gym, a lot of fun getting fit, a lot of fun getting into taking care of your health. Maybe you're getting very into yoga or swimming or Pilates, or you're just finding something that feels fun to do that's really good for your body and really good for your health, Scorpio. That can be one way that this plays out as well. It can also connect your love life with your workplace, so that might be something that is transpiring for you at this time as well. Your tarot card, Scorpio, is the Three of Wands, which is all about manifestation. So I think for a lot of you, you could be manifesting travel. This card literally says travel for pleasure. So some of you could be traveling for fun, traveling for romance. Maybe there's a long distance romance taking place here. Maybe you're visiting someone that you're dating that lives in a different place to you, or you're meeting someone who lives in a different place to you. Maybe for your creative pursuits, you are traveling for inspiration, or you are seeking new horizons when it comes to what brings you joy, Scorpio. That is what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. So, Sagittarius, this new moon, it's happening in your fourth house of home, the house of house. Your house, your home, your family. And new moons are a chance for a reset and a new beginning, and it's a great time to set new intentions, especially after the 20th, because Mercury will be direct and conjunct the North Node. So this new moon can actually bring in a lot of clarity for you, Sagittarius, especially if you have been back and forth on a matter pertaining to your home, your living situation, your property, or even your family. So if there's been back and forth, you've not really been sure on what direction to take, this new moon can absolutely be a time where clarity comes and you look to a new path forward, or you get the ball rolling on a new path forward. I really think a lot of you could have been back and forth on a home matter, such as how do we want to decorate this? Do we still want to live here? Do we want to remortgage? Do we want to move? Should we renovate or should we move? I think a lot of you could have been back and forth on your living situation as it is. And with Mars there, maybe there's been some family tension, but maybe you've also wanted to take a hammer to something with Mars being in the fourth house. I'm a Pisces rising. I found myself with a hammer in my hand yesterday. This could be that you just simply want to push forward with something when it comes to home, property, or family, and it's just not been taking shape the way that you wanted it to, Sagittarius. And this new moon is where you say, I know what to do. I know what I want to change because Jupiter is up here in the eighth house of transformation. So, this can be for a lot of you loans, mortgages, inheritances, large sums of money from other people that maybe you're wanting to invest in the home. So maybe some of you had a tax rebate and you're thinking, I'm going to put this into the home, or you inherited money and you are considering moving or relocating, or you are realizing that you could actually, maybe because of career changes with that lunar eclipse in Virgo, you could actually get more money to put into changing your home or moving or something like that, Sagittarius. It could absolutely be changes that you want to make when it comes to the home. And it feels as though for a lot of you, you could be benefiting financially quite a bit between now and June 30th because Jupiter is going through the eighth house. And this is where you can benefit from other people financially. So those loans, inheritances, tax rebates, there can be large sums of money that come to you, especially because Jupiter is your ruling planet as well as Pisces ruling planet. So investing money into property, investing money into family as well. Maybe even your children if you have them, with Neptune being in the fifth house. And there could be movement with your children. Maybe your children are flying the nest. Maybe some of you are starting a family. There's new additions to the family. That type of thing could be coming up as well, Sagittarius. It's different for everybody. For one of you, it could be that you're moving, relocating, and for others of you, it could be that you're just redecorating. And Mercury conjunct the North Node is giving you that clarity on what you want to do with a home or living situation. It can also be a reset with a family member if there's been some miscommunication or even rumination, Sagittarius, on matters from the past pertaining to family. The eighth house and the fourth house, when they connect like this, sometimes this can be where you really see the healing that you've been doing with Jupiter going through the eighth house, working and maybe doing shadow work, maybe doing therapy, and that can help you maybe forgive or at least let go of some baggage that you're carrying from the past, maybe pertaining to family, maybe pertaining to living situations. I don't know, but it can be a very healing time for a lot of you as well. Your tarot card, Sagittarius, is the Four of Cups in reverse. The Four of Cups works best in reverse. This is where you start to re-engage with life. This is where you start to say yes to opportunities. Maybe you're feeling now that Jupiter is direct and exalted, that you are feeling more enthusiastic. You're re-engaging with life. You feel like you can save the day, seize the day. You're feeling as though you have more focus. You're feeling more proactive. You're feeling more enthusiastic. And this could possibly be inspiring a change in residency or a change in what you want to do with your home. Maybe you're just wanting to change the energy up, the feng shui, and that can help you feel better yourself, Sagittarius, if you believe in it. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March 2026, depending on where you are in the world. Capricorn, this new moon is happening in your third house. Now, Mercury is stationing direct conjunct the North Node on March 20th. So, with this new moon, if you're setting intentions, I would recommend you set these intentions maybe around the 21st when Mercury is direct. Because when there's a new moon, we often find that the events or the events unfold or the intentions are set in the days after the new moon. We start to notice things gaining momentum and starting to grow. And in the third house, Capricorn, I would honestly focus very much so on writing things down, putting your goals onto paper, voice noting your goals, speaking things into existence where you can, Capricorn, because the third house is about communication. So for a lot of you, this could be a time where you are literally setting goals on paper, writing them down, speaking them into existence, etc. Now, a new moon in the third house can also be a time, especially with the North Node there, where you start to learn something new. Maybe you want to take a short course, maybe you want to learn something new, read a specific book, listen to a specific podcast, and start bringing in more information, Capricorn, with this new moon. You could learn something that really sticks with you or really enhances your experience. Because the North Node going through the third house is where you learn things that you're destined to learn. When the North Node went through my third house, um, I took a Reiki course and it's still something that I use. So it meant a lot to me. You could find something that means a lot to you in terms of learning, taking these courses. And for some of you, you could be doing this with someone else, maybe with your partner, with a bestie, with a business partner. Some of you could also be finding a significant other through taking a short trip, through taking a course, through signing up to a workshop. You could meet someone significant because Jupiter is now direct in your seventh house of relationships. And if you are a single Capricorn rising, you could definitely meet somebody between now and June 30th. Someone significant, maybe even a future spouse. Or some of you could get married. Some of you could commit more to a relationship, or you could be really enjoying your relationship with your significant other. Maybe there's an improvement in communication with Mercury stationing direct in the third as well. There can be a reset in your relationship to a sibling as well. Capricorn, you might notice in the week after this new moon, you're spending more time with a sibling, with a neighbor, even with the third house, with a cousin, with an aunt, with an uncle. You could be deepening that connection, deepening that relationship as well, especially with siblings, especially with cousins, aunts, and uncles, because Neptune, which is the modern ruling planet of Pisces, is in your fourth house of home and family. So there could be a new beginning with a family member, but also a new neighborhood for some of you if you are moving. Or if you have recently moved, you could find that you're really connecting to the people in your local community. Positive connections with your neighbors, benefiting from your neighbors, benefiting from your siblings as well, Capricorn. Your tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a beautiful card. It's all about karmic cycles, life cycles, good luck and expansion. And Jupiter, which is associated with the Wheel of Fortune, over here in your seventh. So if you're feeling a call to take a trip, if you're feeling the call to take a course, if you're feeling the call to learn something new, you could meet someone very significant and very destined on your path, maybe romantically, maybe professionally, maybe friendship-wise, Capricorn. But keep your eyes open for who you might meet at this time. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon. Aquarius, this new moon is happening in your second house and it's happening on either the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. So a new moon in the second house, Aquarius, it tends to coincide with a new beginning financially. And so this can be a time, maybe in the week after the new moon, where you have a new idea when it comes to your money. Maybe there's a new opportunity coming through your work where you can make more money. That could be a promotion, that could be a new role or a service that you provide as part of your business that helps you make more money. The dispositor of this new moon, the traditional ruler of Pisces, is Jupiter, and Jupiter is transiting your sixth house. And Jupiter is very strong here in Cancer. Jupiter has recently gone direct. So you can see that your work expands, Aquarius, in a way that may help you make more money, or at the very least brings you more confidence. So Jupiter going through the sixth house, this can be really great for your working relationships, for your day job. You can get a better job. You can have better times at work. You can get on better with your co-workers. You can get on better with your employees. You can also do better when it comes to health and when it comes to fitness. So if you're very into fitness, this can be a time where you hit your personal bests or you notice huge improvements when it comes to your health and your well-being with Jupiter here. And all of this can contribute to a new and improved financial situation. So maybe some of you are getting a new job that brings in a new income, a new salary. Maybe some of you have been back and forth on whether to add a new service or a new role to your work, and this brings you clarity this new moon. It brings you clarity. And a lot of you Aquarius with Mars here are very motivated to make more money. Maybe motivated also to spend more money with Mars going through the second. But for a lot of you, it looks like a new situation is coming in when it comes to your money. And if it's not that it's new money coming in, it can actually be a new approach to your money. It can be a new approach to saving. It can be a new approach to spending. But I think with the North Node going through your second house and Jupiter going through your sixth, a lot of Aquarius risings can absolutely see a financial increase or a positive change when it comes to your work and your financial situation altogether, Aquarius. Now, Neptune is in the third house, so some of you could be making money through teaching or through education, or using your skills and your talents in a new way, Aquarius. So maybe you are bringing new talents into your business and you have new ideas on how to make more money. Or if the second house has nothing to do with money for you, Aquarius, this could actually be that you are working on your self-confidence, working on your self-esteem, and getting very clear on what your values are, especially when it comes to your job and when it comes to your work and when it comes to your well-being. But I do think a lot of you could be making money through improvements in your work, or for some of you with Jupiter going through the sixth house, also health. I have an Aquarius friend who makes money through running races. She nearly has Jupiter in the sixth, and Jupiter is transiting the sixth. She makes money through being a very talented runner outside of her day job. So for some of you, maybe it is through fitness competitions or it is through things that you are very good at health-wise. You could make money from those as well, Aquarius. Your tarot card is Jupiter. Not Jupiter, Judgment. I'm sorry. You're the 11th sign, and I'm feeling a little bit fatigued. Your tarot card is Judgment, which is all about awakening and evaluation. So I think maybe for some of you, you are going through a little bit of a reckoning, Aquarius, and you are wanting to rebirth your financial situation. You're making decisions. Maybe you are deciding what you do and do not want to spend money on. And maybe you are listening to the call to make a change financially or maybe even professionally. That's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Pisces, welcome to your horoscope for the Pisces new moon, which is happening on the 18th or the 19th of March, depending on where you are in the world. Pisces, this new moon is happening in your first house. So this is all about you. It's your annual new moon, and this one is really quite a rebranding point for you, Pisces, because this is the first new moon in years you're having without Saturn and without Neptune in your sign. So, who are you now? This is a rebranding point, who you want to be going forward. And without Saturn, maybe you want this new chapter to be a little bit more light-hearted and free, a little bit more fun, a little bit more daring, a little bit more light-hearted and loving and enjoyable. Because your traditional ruling planet, Jupiter, is now direct in Cancer in your fifth house. So between now and June 30th, this can bring a lot of expansion and good luck and good fortune when it comes to fun, when it comes to having more fun, when it comes to having a good time, discovering your talents, finding new things to be passionate about, new things to enjoy. This can also be a time of falling in love if that's something that you would like. Finding love through dating, falling in love with someone significant, I've seen people before say that Jupiter going through the fifth house can coincide with meeting the love of your life. And if this is something that is happening for you, Pisces, or has happened for you, this new moon can be the new side of you because of that. So you're taking on a new way of being because you're in love or because you are happier with Jupiter being in the fifth house as well. Or there's something new that you're doing that you really love, and that's enhancing your identity. So, for a lot of you, this could be a time of falling in love, finding romance, dating. This can be a time of discovering new talents, new passions, new hobbies, and this is changing how you show up to the world. You might feel a bit more daring, a little bit more carefree, and you might just want to have a little bit more of a good time with Jupiter being in the fifth house as well. For a lot of you, certainly Pisces, this could be pregnancy with the connection between the first and the fifth. This could be pregnancy, this could be giving birth, this could be becoming a parent. This could be changes in your relationship to your children if you have them. This could be that you are becoming an artist as well with Jupiter in the fifth house. Rebranding yourself as an artist, rebranding yourself as someone who is dating, as someone who is in love, as someone who is becoming a parent, as someone who is becoming a happier, funner version of themselves, whatever the fifth house means for you, Pisces. Your modern ruler, though, Neptune, is in your second house. So maybe for some of you, you're investing money into your new image, your new aesthetic. With Neptune being in the second house in Aries, maybe this is investing money in new gym gear, becoming more into the gym, more into fitness, with Mars being in the first house, taking better care of your physical body, showing up for your workouts, channeling that energy into taking better care of yourself, Pisces. So this might be a time where you fall in love, you find out you're pregnant, you embrace your artistic tendencies, you discover something new that you find fun, that you find enjoyable. This is a new you, Pisces. And I would say with this one, do set intentions. There's a lovely sextile between this new moon and Uranus in the third house. Write your intentions down, speak things into existence. You could have unexpected conversations, messages that really help you align with a new version of yourself. Your tarot card, Pisces, is the Queen of Swords. So maybe you are rebranding yourself as someone who is, or rather that, maybe you are embracing your wit, your intellect. Maybe you are finding that you're becoming more chatty, more conversational. You are using your wit. Maybe that's something that you're doing creatively, or you're being more direct in matters of the heart. And with the Queen of Swords, you could also be dealing with an air sign, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. That is what I have for you, Pisces, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.